The timeline is flooded with impossible images: a cyberpunk city bathed in neon rain, a photorealistic portrait of an old man who never existed. It takes a machine 2 seconds to generate, and it takes you 0 seconds to consume. AI art, what OpenAI, Google, and other AI companies like to call the democratization of creativity. They sell it as a tool that frees the mind. But out in the physical world, in quiet, paint-stained studios and crowded local galleries, there is a visceral, burning disgust. This is the psychology of people who hate AI art. You are scrolling through your phone, you stop your thumb on a breathtaking digital painting. The lighting is immaculate. The brush strokes look incredibly intentional, heavy, and labored. You feel a sudden spark of genuine awe. It speaks to you. Then, your eyes drift down to read the caption. Midjourney 6. Instantly, the warmth vanishes from your chest. Your stomach drops. The painting has not changed a single pixel, yet it suddenly feels cold, dead, and deeply offensive. You scroll past it, feeling almost betrayed. This reaction is not a debate about aesthetic taste. It is a biological defense mechanism. Psychologists have a specific term for this: an anthropocentric creativity bias. It is the deeply entrenched, almost religious belief that creativity is a sacred, uniquely human trait. When a humming server farm in a cold, windowless warehouse flawlessly mimics human expression, it directly threatens our core identity. Labeling a work as AI-made actively and immediately reduces the perceived awe and creativity in the mind of the viewer. You devalue the image because you absolutely have to. You have to restore your own sense of human pride and maintain your place at the top of the cognitive food chain. Researchers actually link this intense bias to speciesism, the belief that human beings are fundamentally superior to all other entities. This rejection goes far deeper than just looking at pictures. It is rooted in what behavioral researchers term algorithm aversion. We fundamentally distrust machine code. Even when an algorithm demonstrably outperforms human judgment in a given task, we instinctively reject it. We actively avoid delegating decisions to the algorithm. If you happen to be highly neurotic, your aversion to this automated perfection spikes even higher. We desperately want the messy, flawed human hand on the steering wheel, because cold perfection from a machine feels like an existential threat to our usefulness. So we build a defensive shield. We construct walls out of ethics and authenticity. We point directly to the scraping of human data. Independent artists are watching their life's work get swallowed by a massive training dataset. Thousands of hours of unpaid struggle, taken entirely without consent and without a single cent of compensation. That fear is entirely valid. It threatens actual livelihoods and puts rent money at risk. But the psychological rejection runs deeper than just economics. Experiments prove this irrationality over and over again. You take 2 identical paintings, you tell a group of people that one is made by a human hand and the other by a generative machine. They will consistently rate the AI-labeled piece as far less valuable, less profound, and completely lacking in emotional impact. They are willing to pay significantly less money for it. This extreme devaluation happens even when the viewers cannot actually tell the physical difference between the 2 pieces of art. Here's the strange, gritty paradox of human nature. We do not actually value the final image. We value the blood mixed into the paint. We demand the struggle. We need to know that another human being sacrificed sleep, strained their eyes, and battled their own crushing self-doubt to put those exact colors on a canvas. Genuine art requires human intention and deep emotional investment. Without the suffering, the image is just a decorative arrangement of pixels. We perceive fully automated algorithmic systems as inherently less fair because they bypass the painful human grind. We desperately need human oversight to make the output feel legitimate and acceptable. The people aggressively pushing back against AI art are not just bitter Luddites afraid of a new digital tool. They are defending the very definition of what it means to leave a meaningful mark on the physical world. They recognize that human expression is not just a neat product to be optimized and mass-produced by a tech conglomerate. It is a desperately flawed, horribly inefficient, and absolutely vital communication from one conscious mind to another. The technology will only get faster, The generated images will only get sharper, but the resistance is not going away anytime soon, because the resistance is just human nature trying to survive the algorithm. If this hit home for you, tell me in the comments whose actual art you are still buying and how you are holding your ground.